Good evening, I'm Nina Sperano. The word addiction typically brings to mind drugs and alcohol, but over the last 20 years, a new addiction has crept into our lives without warning. It's legal, and it's right in the palm of your hand. We're talking about social media. So what's being done to control it? Teach our kids how to handle it, how to use it safely. In this series, The Digital Drug, we're taking a deep dive into social media addiction, how parents manage their kids' use, and solutions that can help your children navigate this digital world.
It can be all-consuming. The pings, the likes, the follows. A new addiction has emerged in younger generations. Not drugs or alcohol, an addiction to social media.
And when you talk to kids and adolescents, they start to use language that sounds alarmingly like substance use and abuse.
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, apps created deliberately to be addictive.
So when we look at companies like Google, Meta, what we find is they're hiring a great number of marketing and advertising executives, which makes sense, but also addiction specialists.
Dr. Josh Nadeau is an addiction specialist at Rogers Behavioral Health. He says social media apps are designed to be progressively habit-forming.
Designed to reinforce very strongly and very rapidly and very consistently. It hits those dopamine centers in our brain, the same as it would with any drug that we use, to bring about this feeling of kind of getting that fix.
Constantly feeding the addiction with every click, like, and scroll like a slot machine with no jackpot. And nearly everyone has access to it. According to Common Sense Media, more than half of kids in the U.S. have their own smartphone by age 11, 69% by age 12, and nearly 20% of 8-year-olds now have a smartphone. As of today, 16 years after Facebook was first opened to the public, Wisconsin public schools are not required by the state to teach social media safety. And yet, back in 1983, the Drug Abuse Resistance Education, or DARE program, was created and later implemented in public school curricula nationwide to teach kids about the dangers of drug use. In the 80s and 90s, schools introduced sex education into the classroom in response to the AIDS epidemic. But right now, it's up to the local school districts to put systems in place on social media safety to educate and help protect our kids.
I think we've got a really great foundation of where we're starting from, but knowing that the internet changes every day, right? So knowing that there's always things that we can be teaching and learning.
Both Green Bay area public schools and Appleton area public schools have education tools in place for students and parents about social media safety.
We talk about digital citizenship and using appropriate use of technology, and that's kind of modeled throughout, permeates through the curriculum. We talk about being a responsible citizen.
But many schools across Northeast Wisconsin lack a formal education for students and parents.
I think it would be good to have a minimum that's required from the state.
Yeah, I think it's something that should be put as a responsibility on the schools.
If social media education were to follow the same path as drug and sex education in public schools, some educators argue leaving it up to the Department of Public Education to decide the curriculum may slow down the process.
The legislature has a hard enough time agreeing on anything, and I think that they would probably get stymied trying to figure out what's the best way to move forward on that.
But these parents we spoke with say leaving it up to them to teach their kids how to navigate the world of social media is overwhelming.
It's exhausting as a parent, and it's a constant fear of am I doing this right? Am I monitoring enough?
With, video games, with YouTube, with all that, there's the instant gratification. And it's every 30 seconds they're getting dopamine. And it's hard to compete with that.
Coming up tomorrow, we talk with these 5 moms about what it's like to watch their kids struggle with social media addiction and the pressures parents feel to control it. Also this week, we'll take a look at some solutions that could offer parents, kids, and educators ways to navigate this digital drug.
Watch it live or set your DVR to catch part 2 of our 3-part series on your children and social media. Don't miss it right here on NBC 26 News at 6 tomorrow night.